1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon, hoping you will tune into our show.
Once Jeff was tucking into his, as I was and my wife was, Lydia started to pick off Jeff some of his sausage, and he would get so cross, say, look, you could have had your own breakfast. But of course, by then, Lydia was so well into it, she ended up eating half of Jeff's. So I do know what you mean. Someone will think, no, I don't fancy that. But when it actually comes and you get the smell of it in your nostrils, the good food, and we could all do that. You don't think you're up for something like that. And then when you can smell the food, smell the coffee, so to speak, you actually want some yourself. So that was what happened with your friend, I suspect, with Kylie.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say hands up if you like going shopping with your partner or your wife or whatever, or your girlfriend, but it's just you and me. So I'm just going to ask you directly, would you go shopping? Would you choose to go on a shopping trip with your partner?
Yeah, because I don't particularly like shopping on my own, although sometimes we all do, don't we? We will go out and get something. If your partner's engaged or doing something, you go and do it yourself. But I actually prefer, I've never been a great shopper anyway, when I was married or since. I find it a bit of a chore, but of course it has to be done. And I would prefer to do it as a couple rather than on my own, definitely. What about you?
I wouldn't. Because
you wouldn't?
Yeah, they take so much time. I wouldn't even go shopping with my mom. She'll go into one shop. She'll go into one shop, and then she'll come out, and then I'm gonna be. I'll be like, well, are you not getting it then? No. And then guess what? We walk around, comes back to that same shop to get that same thing that she doesn't want to get.
Well, of course, the other thing there, Cuz, is this, that what we haven't talked about really is impulsive decisions, isn't it?
Right.
An impulse. And of course, one thing, I guess, if you don't do the self-checkout at the supermarket, which a lot of people do, I certainly do, we certainly do, if you go to the traditional till, all along the checkout as you're waiting to be served and put your stuff up on the belt, there's chocolates, there's sweets, there's all sorts of things which psychologically are put there. I mean, there's a real science about how supermarkets, where they place their products, all sorts of products around the store, the different heights they may be, and certainly the proximity to the tills, the checkouts, because we will make an impulsive decision, that looks nice, that bar of whatever, or whatever the product might be. And people make those impulsive decisions. But impulsive decisions maybe on occasions can be useful. Equally, if you save all your money for 6 months or a year to buy a car, and then you've saved it all, and then you, on an impulse, go and buy, I don't know, a diamond-encrusted watch or something, that would be an impulsive decision, which you may well live to regret. You might think, I wanted that car. So we can suddenly rush to buy something. But then again, in my existence, I've sometimes thought, I wish I had bought that when I saw it, because I won't get another chance to find that at that price or whatever. So it works both ways. Impulsive decisions are very strange, really.
Yeah. And another thing is, you're going to get one or two items, and you come out with a trolley full.
Yeah, absolutely. We do that more often than not, to be honest.
Well, I do that a lot. I walk in there and I'm like, right, I know what I'm getting. I'm just getting bread and milk and, one or two things. And I come out and I'm thinking, right, I'm going to need a trolley now.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. That happens.
Yeah.
It really does happen.
That is another one, isn't it? Along the lines of impulsive decision making.
The leader of our gang will make the show go with a bang and fund the aim of everything Custis, and fund the aim of everything Custis.
One or two things, and I come out and I'm thinking, right, I'm gonna need a trolley now.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. That happens.
Yeah.
It really does happen.
that is another one, isn't it? Along the lines of impulsive decision making. Now I was watching Britain's Got Talent on Saturday.
Yep.
Yeah, watching on a catch up TV, I think they call it, or on demand TV, and I saw, it was just going off topic slightly, and this guy, he came on stage and he was quite brilliant at what he did. He played the harp, and the
right. Yep.
Yeah. So he played the harp, but I don't know if he knew that he was good at what he did, but. So Simon Cowell said to him, "Well, what are you going to do for us today?" And he said, "I'm going to do something that that is my hobby." But then it turned into an obsession, and I'm thinking, right. Then I didn't know what he was going to do, and I looked at him, and I thought, at what point did this guy decide to turn a hobby into something that it would basically make into a profession? I mean, at what
like
point,
a living, make a living,
make a living out of, at what point do people turn a hobby into something that they could make a living out of? That thought just came into my head, and I thought, if you ever thought about what you did when you did it as a hobby, and then you at some point thought, you know what, I'm going to try and make this something much more than a hobby, because sometimes you do something you don't really think, well, I'm going to make money out of it, but you just love doing it, don't you?
You love doing it for its own sake. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I get some of it would depend on any progress you might make. I mean, the classic example for us is music, isn't it? It will be nice, and it's harder these days, of course, as we well know, but it will be very nice to earn something of a living from music, from songwriting royalties, publishing royalties, and so on. I guess not too many people progress to that nowadays, particularly nowadays with the likes of Spotify and stuff. But that for me, that would be quite nice to make a bit of money from what I do, but I like doing it anyway, as you know, and I think I would always carry on doing it. It's a good thing to have, a good hobby like that.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway, so on that note, this is all we've got time for. So do you want to do the conclusion, bruv, please?
Yeah. Well, that was an interesting podcast on decision making. So hope you found something of interest, something you can identify with on that. It is quite an interesting subject, hopefully. But anyway, we look forward to seeing our listeners, hearing our listeners next week. I've been Trevor Gear, and he calls me Bruv.
And I've been Emmy Hikins, and he calls me Cos. Yeah, he calls me Cos. That's it. He calls me Bruv.
We got it wrong again, I think. We should know on our first birthday, shouldn't we, really?
I know. We should know by now, shouldn't we? Yeah.
We should.
Yeah, and it's a goodbye from me.
And goodbye from me too.
Yeah. Right, so...
You stop.
Of our gang will make the show go with a bang, and fund the aim of everything customers, and fund the aim of everything customers.